Hello everybody, and welcome back to a brand new Star Wars Battlefront video with me, Specialist, covering the Outer Rim DLC. This will be the last and final video for the Outer Rim DLC, unless something else were to happen, but nothing really gets ever added to a DLC after it gets started. But this is the final review, and unlike Hardline, where I did about 15 minutes, or I did about a 5-minute little bit of a review for each map. This is just going to be a quick 3-minute review for these maps, because these Outer Rim DLC maps are not that big. There's not a lot of in them, and they're not really that what would you say? They're not that big of maps, so I don't really see any real point in talking too much about them. But needless to say, guys, this first one we're going to talk about here is this is Jabba's Palace, and this is one of 4 maps available, and we'll get into the other ones in just a little bit here. But so Jabba's Palace is, like exactly you'd think it was. It's right in the heart of his palace, and there's a lot of close quarter battles, and obviously they have the Rancor pits down below, and there's actually a dead Rancor down there, which is pretty cool. It would have been cool to see a live one, but given the time, I guess it makes sense that there would be a dead one. You also have his area where he eats his bugs. We also have the Jabba's bathing pit, and then there's just a lot of cool droids just chilling around the map that we've seen in the previous Star Wars movies, and it's really cool to play around Jabba's map for the first time, and a lot of players don't take into account how big his actual home is until they actually get into it. As much as I can say, this is one of my favorite maps for Extraction, just because of the way it plays. It's really fun to play in Extraction, and I highly suggest you playing it. Was it the best map of the DLC? Hell no, because I do want to say that I do like the Sullust maps better than these ones, because they're just, I like the outside a little bit and what they look like, but we'll get into the Sullust maps in a little bit. But final thoughts here, because I don't want to make these too long here. If I could say gameplay-wise, Extraction is definitely the best game mode to play on this. So I'd give the gameplay for Extraction 9 out of 10. It's formatted very well for this map. The other modes are kind of iffy, but yeah, 8 out of 10 for Extraction. Visually, this is an appealing map. It looks great, and it's always going to be a thing with dice. So 10 out of 10 for visuals. It's cool. It's just a historic factor playing in Jabba's Palace is really cool. So that's going to definitely give it another plus. So historically, it is also really cool. But we're getting past 3 minutes here, guys. So that's going to be it for Jabba's Palace. And next episode, next map we're going to get into should be Jabba's Garage. Next map here, ladies and gentlemen, is Sura Sub Refinery, and this is way different from its partner, Sura Sub Pipelines, and we'll get into that in a little bit why. But the difference is refinery is inside and a pipeline is outside, and Sura Sub Refinery is it's basically like what it would sound like. The inside of this area is incredibly it's basically a hot lava, and it reminds me of the best thing I can compare it to is the part in Revenge of the Sith when Obi-Wan and Anakin are fighting around the areas of wherever the planet that was. But you have all these all this lava being produced. You have those buckets on top that are going across. The other thing that sucks about this map is those little lava tiles on the floor. You wouldn't think that they would matter, but you actually can indeedly, if you run over that, it will give you damage, which kind of sucks a little bit. But needless to say here, this is a really cool looking map, and one reason why I like it is because it gives me that sort of vibe feel when I'm playing that I really do enjoy. And unfortunately, there's only one guy on this team here, so But yeah, and you got this really outer cool look here at Solist. But this, like I said, this map compared to Pipelines, Pipelines is outside. This map is inside, just inside this large factory here. And you got there's this big rotating, almost like pancake press over here to the left, where there's a bunch of hot lava beneath it. You also have the trash compactor monster from the original trilogy is actually in this map. I'll show you that here in a second here. Hopefully I can get to that without dying. It's over here just chilling in the fish tank. It's a really cool little Easter egg that they have in the game. I like looking at that. There's not much in this map though besides just being like, a big old factory. And unfortunately, Heroes of Ruin isn't the greatest game mode for getting footage there. But this map is also best played on Extraction, just because of the way it works. I haven't exactly tried anything else really out on this map yet, just because just like Hardline, for some reason this first DLC is not very popular right now. I don't know why that is. Maybe people just really dropped off the face of the earth with Outer Rim, but needless to say, guys. So visuals 10 out of 10. The hot lava, the industrial shit looks really cool. Best gameplay experience out here is definitely Extraction, which is definitely 10 out of 10. So that was Surah Sub Refinery, and then we'll get into the next map shortly. So our next map here in the DLC lineup for this review is Outer Rim's Palace Garage, and this is basically it's a part of Jabba's Palace, but not connected in the same map, but two separate maps. So Palace Garage is a bunch of these small rooms over here to the left. Actually, see where I'm at. I'll see where I'm at here. Yeah, they're to the left over here. You have a bunch of these small rooms to the left over here. This is the cargo game mode. It's basically capture the flag. So all these small rooms to the left over here, and then they do branch out into this big garage, which does indeed hold Jabba's big giant sail ship, or whatever you want to call it, giant barge that you see in the movies when they're in over the Sarlacc pit getting ready to sacrifice Luke and Han, and then. Obviously, this will lead to outside, where you have this area out here, this is a really nice area, mainly because like I said, I think I said before in the last map that I'm a huge fan of outside areas in Battlefront because of the atmosphere and the way everything else looks. I just love the way it looks. So I'm a huge fan of the way this map looks. Tatooine is such a gorgeous map. It looks absolutely beautiful, and I love it. And this map is one of my favorites. This is also, I think this is my, this might be my second favorite map for Extraction. I'm not entirely sure on that. I think it's Surah Sub Pipeline is my favorite, but that'll be the next last map for that. But this map, gameplay-wise, definitely, like I said before, Extraction is the best available experience on here. And Extraction will probably be at a good 9 out of 10 for this. It has a couple flaws for it, but besides that, it is incredibly fun. And I would definitely rate the visual. Visually, it's 10 out of 10. Like, you get out here, and you got this, the double suns beaming off in the distance. They look absolutely gorgeous, and they look beautiful. And and then you can look up the giant towers of Jabba's palace, and it's like absolutely awesome. And it's cool just to fly around his giant, sail barge that you see in the movies, because the historical factor definitely helps this map a little bit being really good. It's really fun to play on, and I've had some really hectic I've had some really hectic extraction modes on this map, which is awesome because Extraction is one of my favorite game modes, and it's one of my favorite game modes in Battlefront right now completely. Just the way it works, it's just so good. It works so well with everything else. But yeah, guys, final overall, if I could say final overall, points and headers for this map, I would give Jabba's Palace Garage at probably an 8.5 to 9 out of 10, just because the gameplay experience is there. And yeah, guys, so we're gonna get to the last map here in just a second. So last but not least here, ladies and gents, we have Surah Sub Pipeline, which is my favorite map in the game, and I will get into that in just a second. This is going to be the most visually appealing map in the DLC, because once you get outside, and I will say, compared to Sub Refinery, majority of this map is indeed outside along these outer areas, which I'll show you in just a second. I don't mean to grab that up, but I guess I could use it anyway. So yeah, there's an outer area over here that gives me such a Revenge of the Sith vibe when I'm running out here, and it's so awesome, and I love it. And these pipelines are just so cool, fighting in and out of them. I love that too. And there's actually a hero pickup I'm going to pick up over here, because why not? Oh, my car refetch. Get rid of it. There we go. I mean, it'll be easier to show you once I'm an actual hero. Why can't I... What's going on right now? Oh, okay, I'm Princess Leia. That's an awesome shot right there, that Empire in the background. But yeah, I will show you outside here. I'm just going to show you a little bit of the, you know, everything outside and how amazing this looks. You have these volcanoes in the background over here looking fucking awesome. You have the giant Star Destroyers, you know, just floating over there with them, and it looks awesome. You get such a Revenge of the Sith vibe over here. And this is the best game mode, or not the best game mode, but the best map in the game for extraction by far, from my own opinion. This is what I think. This is what I think about how good it is. Visually, 10 out of 10, absolutely beautiful map. If I could say anything else about it, you know, this is definitely one of the best maps in the game, just the way it looks. Fucking awesome. I love Solace as a planet. Ever since they announced Solace was going to be in here, I was really happy about it. It looks so good. Like I said, Extraction is just an easily 10 out of 10 game mode, so I'm happy that they have that in there. And in generalities, wow. I'm not awake right now. Definitely the best map in the game, undoubtedly. Or not in the game, but you guys know it, in the DLC for Outer Rim. And it's very similar to its partner, sort of sub pipelines, but it's not the same thing. And so if I give it a final review over here, guys, gameplay 10 out of 10, but that's for Extraction. Keep that in mind, because Extraction is the best game mode of the game. And then visuals 10 out of 10. I'm actually going to die here in a minute, so I can show you guys the weapons that I'm going to talk about in a minute, because I do want to show you guys. I just want to go through a quick thing like I did similarity to a hardline, when I just give you a yes or no based on what I think you should use for weapons and what I think are worth using. So I'm actually going to jump off this thing and kill myself here. You're probably never see me do this ever again. Yeah. That was really funny, how she died right there. But yeah, I'm going to okay, so weapons in the game. DL-18 Blessed Pistol, yes, definitely. DLT-19X, no. Rowley V10 target rifle, yes, and D10 or DT12 Blessed Pistol, I'm gonna say a yes for that as well. Last bits of thoughts and impressions here. This DLC is a very strong first DLC, but like any DLC, and because no DLC is perfect, it's got its flaws and it's got its strengths. I'm just gonna go quickly into what I think those are, and then I'm gonna wrap it up for today's video, guys. So, flaws. The flaw is that these are really small maps, all of them, and that it doesn't support my favorite game modes like Walker Assault, Supremacy, and Turning Point. I love Turning Point, by the way, in this game. Such a good map, or a good game mode. So those are the flaws, that these maps are small, they don't support a variety of the bigger game modes. If I could give it one positive aspect to it, it's the adoption or creation of the Extraction game mode, which is probably my new favorite game mode in Battlefront to play. And I really hope soon that they have an update where Extraction will be available to the other maps, the small versions of the modern stick. You're not going to play like Extraction and Walker Assault. That would not work. But yeah, it is a strength that these maps are amazing, and they're really well suited for Extraction. So Extraction makes this DLC the way it is. The Celestine maps are definitely my favorite out of all of them. The way they look, they're just so visually appealing. I love having the volcano in the background. But I'm going to stop talking, guys, because I'm overstaying my welcome here with how long I want to make this DLC review. But overall, great job by DICE creating Extraction. Definitely kept the DLC together. The only sad part is I wish this DLC was a little bit more popular right now. You're going to have hard times finding incredibly open lobbies, and the good thing is that in Extraction, will be the best heavily popular lobbies to play, which is good because Extraction is my favorite game mode right now. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap it up for my Outer Rim DLC coverage. If you enjoyed the series, please leave a like and subscribe. If you'd like to give me some tips and tricks on how to make my DLC reviews and or coverages for DLC better, please let me know in the comment section. I'm always open to feedback and making my channel better and content greater for you guys. It would always help me out. But that's all for Outer Rim DLC, guys. Final point of review here, 8.5 out of 10 for that. That sounds about right for what I think. And I'll see you guys next time with probably some more DLC coverage from when I think Bespin's next, right? Yeah, Bespin. So and then stay tuned throughout the next weeks for some zombies coverage. As yesterday we learned about the new map, and then World of Tanks is probably going to be on tomorrow just for some epoxy glue for my channel. So yeah, guys, see you guys next time with a brand new video. Have a great day.